I'm Carr. I'm the video director for Iron Maiden's live shows. I've been with the band for 6 years now, and this is the first year we've got some upgraded equipment. So let me talk to you about what we've upgraded to. First of all, my main job in this is to do essentially like a live edit of the cameras that we have that shoot the band from out front, and then also our collection of cameras that I put up around Nico's drum kits. Since he's buried behind the big kit, we get in there and put cameras around the kit strategically to get really good shots of him in action. So how I control that all is, this is a video switcher. Each one of these buttons is essentially mapped to a camera. So whatever I select here, I'm punching, you can see on my program monitor, I'm selecting through cameras. Each button is mapped to a camera, as you can see here, and during the show, I'll instruct the camera operators as to who to get, be it Bruce or Steve or Dave, tight hands for guitar solo and whatnot. And as we do that, then we just kind of do what would be, it's called a line cut, but it basically is like a live edit of camera shots, and we're just kind of following the action. So as I take camera 1, could be up on Bruce. Take camera 3, could be on tight fingers of Dave solo. We have a whole section of drum cameras for Nico that are, we talked about earlier, that showed all around his kit. And I can just kind of punch there and follow all the action. And then I have select stills that we put up that show the Iron Maiden touring graphics. Sometimes we have them up for the opening acts as well. This year, what is new and kind of exciting is we have screens on stage, portrait screens, so they're long and narrow. And what those do is they play different content, unlike the IMAX screens. So the live camera cuts that I do are solely for the giant screens on the side of a stage you would see, and that's mainly for people that are a little further back that can't quite see, or maybe want to get some really tight finger shots of Dave or Adrian or Yannick playing, and that's kind of what I'm going after, all the cool bits that you might not be able to see from your seats. So the stage screens are what we're putting in fun content that go to each theme of the song, let's say. So what that is controlled over here by these, basically the media server. Each clip is mapped to a button that I will then fire certain cues of the song. So writing on the wall, for example, I'll fire it. You can see the counter going down. If you come over here behind me, we are carrying a new Pixera media server. Essentially, Ian Christie, our assistant over here, who has to set all that stuff up, he loads all these clips in, and they're built in a timeline that then I fire off. Some of these servers over here work with the media server content, and they distribute the media through the channels that go to the frame syncs and to the redistribution of sizing to the screens. The ones that are over here, they are the actual resizing processors for the long portrait screens. There's a lot involved of processing video. Over here we have camera controls. Ian, during the show, he will work the 4 manned cameras that we have that control iris and how bright, how dark things are and all that sort of thing. Next to me, I have a record rack that we've had in the 6 years that I've been here, that we record every single show that we do. We do my live edit, and we do 4 manned cameras, and then we do a mixture of Nico's lock-off cameras that I'll kind of rotate through. So that way, I can hand over all the footage every day to Ryan, our in-house video editor, who works for Maiden, and then for Steve Harris, and they can then kind of edit together music videos. You may have seen some for like when they did Flight of Icarus and Run That Hills from Legacy of the Beast tour. So that's the kind of quick general recap of what I do in my little hole behind the stage. And if you want, we can go up and we'll show you the screens and what Nico's drum cameras look like. So as you can see, we're here pre-show in Nico's drum world. There's his kit, which Charlie has covered up until it's showtime. But for demonstration purposes, we can get to this camera so I can explain what we do. So when we get in here in the morning, and as Charlie's getting all Nico's drums out and getting them built up, I kind of scurry around him, pulling cables and mounting drum cameras on strategic places that Nico and I have talked about that he likes the angles from. So what this is called a Meerkat. This is a small little camera that essentially has a fixed focal length and a fixed iris. So I have to set it each show and then leave it go. And there you go. Then during the show, you get to see this particular one. It's a really great over-the-shoulder stuff from him. Get to see all his cool hi-hat and snare work. It's an excellent shot. This is one of our handheld cameras. We have 2 wide-angle lenses down here in the pit. We stand on some risers so we can get above the lip of the stage. The reason we use super wide-angle lenses on these handhelds is because Steve and Yannick come right to the edge of the stage, And you're pretty much like this, trying to capture all the activity and be as wide as possible to get it. Couldn't do the show without it. So up here, what we have is our 2 front of house long lenses. The reason that we have such big lenses on these cameras is we're pretty far back into house. It's usually the setup is pooch and audio first, then we have the lighting console where Rob sits, and at times we'll have the opening band's audio and lighting gear with us. So we get tagged on at the very end of it, and the lenses help me reach in. So from this distance to get tight shots of Bruce from kind of like waist up when he's way up on the top deck, or get tight hands of Adrian or Dave or Yannick, this is the best way to do it. So we have 2 operators that sit out here and work these main cameras. And one stays constantly on Bruce when he's out here. And the main reason that helps as well is that this camera feed also goes to Pooch, our audio engineer, front of house mixer, and he keeps an eye on Bruce and helps him cue when Bruce is about to sing. He can track him the whole time. We know he's good. And there you go. That's about it for the behind the scenes for Iron Maiden video. Thanks for stopping by and checking out Behind the Curtain.